Hello, and welcome back to Nerd News. Today we have a new Pokemon revealed from the Pokemon Company over the weekend, and James Gunn responds to release the Air Cut, which was trending on Twitter over the weekend. Let's get started. First up, we have the new Pokemon Gimmighoul. It was revealed initially over the weekend in Pokemon Go. Hit gold Pokemon stops, it would give you a coin, and then this thing would follow you around. And there was, on the website, you could see these little, you could see this box and the coin count just kept going up. They didn't really explain much of it, it just kind of popped up and started happening. But on Sunday we had the official reveal for Gimmighoul, and it's kind of cute. It has two forms. It has the roaming form, which is the one that was seen in Pokemon Go, where it's just the little bug-looking Pokemon with a coin. I should note that it's a ghost type, not a bug type, but it kind of looks like a bug to me. And then there's the chest form, which is the one seen in Scarlet and Violet, and it is in a chest. You can see the roaming form in the game in Scarlet and Violet. However, they always seem to run away from you. It appears that you will not be able to catch each form in the other games. So Scarlet, Violet, you get the chest form. In Pokemon Go, you'll get the roaming form. And then there'll be connectivity that was announced for 2023. So that's actually a second piece. We got connectivity for Pokemon Go announced to be coming next year. Overall, I think the Pokemon's pretty cute. It's not a bad design. Again, I do think it looks a little bit more like a bug than a ghost. I kind of would have liked to have seen it being like a bug-type ghost Pokemon. I think that would have been cool, but that honestly might just be because we didn't know it was a ghost just looking into it. It's really just the antennas and the eyes that give me that bug feel. Overall, it's still pretty good, though. I do like the Pokemon. Not my favorite of the new reveals, but I do really like what they're doing with these reveals, where every reveal has felt special and different in its own way. We're not just getting a trailer with a list of Pokemon, although I would like a trailer with a list of some Pokemon, just because of this one-by-one reveal has been a little slow. Also, this continues the trend of us just not getting evolutions for any of the revealed Pokemon. Still not a single evolution revealed. All one forms. I don't think that actually means anything, but it's pretty funny that we are a week away from this game or something, or 12 days, I think, and we still have not seen a single evolution. I guess technically one of the Pokemon we've seen could be an evolution. Overall, we've only seen one form for every Pokemon we've seen. I think it's pretty funny. And next up we have Jon Bernthal, who will be reprising his role as the Punisher in Phase 5 for the MCU. If you have watched the Punisher TV show on Netflix or Season 2 of Daredevil, you know that he played Punisher in the show. It was really good. It's probably the best Punisher we've had. And this goes in line with also that being like the best Daredevil we've had. So they had really good chemistry together. They worked well together. And it's pretty exciting to see him being brought over because, again, he was really good in the role. I don't really see a reason to recast the role for Punisher when Jon Bernthal here was doing really, really well. I think it's a fantastic casting, so really happy to see it. Hopefully he's in the Daredevil show, although who knows where he might appear. Apparently he'll be reprising his role as Punisher in Phase 5. My guess is the Daredevil show, though. And sticking with comic book movie TV show news, James Gunn responded to the hashtag release the Air Cut, which trends every so often but was trending again this weekend, and basically he said no. We'll get into exactly what he said here, saying, "I opened up Twitter at the end of a long creative weekend to see many tweets to save Legends of Tomorrow and release the Air Cut and fan support for other DC projects over the years. The majority of those requests were enthusiastic and respectful. As the new and first ever CEO of DC Studios, Peter and I think it's important we acknowledge you, the fans, and let you know we hear you. We hear your different desires for the pathways forward for DC. Although our ability to interact on Twitter has been lessened due to the workload of our new positions, we are listening and open to everything as we embark on this journey, and will continue to do so for the next few years. But all our initial focus is on the story going forward, hammering out the new DCU, and telling the biggest story ever told across multiple films, television shows, and animated projects. We invite all of the DC fandoms from across the multiverse and everywhere else into this new universe. We can't wait to reveal more. Basically, this was a really nice way of saying, please shut up, you're not releasing the Ayer cut. Which is fine. Honestly, at this point, I think it's a little ridiculous that people are still asking for the Ayer cut. I don't think there is an Ayer cut. I guess David Ayer could come back and re-edit the film, but I don't think there really is an Ayer cut. I think there's something different he wanted to do with the film. I think he recorded other scenes for the film that just got cut. But I don't think there is a cohesive and finished movie. It would have to be something like the Justice League, where they basically remade an entire movie with new effects and everything like that having to be added, probably new shots having to be done, because I believe there was reshoots at the end too for Suicide Squad. So there's just a whole lot in that just it would be a lot of money. Warner Brothers is already hemorrhaging money. They can't really afford to release the Ayer cut for a movie that really wasn't received very well. At least Justice League was kind of meddlingly received, with obviously the newer Zack Snyder's Justice League receiving better reviews, but the original was at least sort of okay received. Suicide Squad is deemed one of the worst superhero movies ever. Well, I don't actually think it's that bad. I think there's a lot of problems with it, but there's a lot of promise in it as well. I do think an Ayer cut would have been better. I don't think it's going to happen. There's not really a reason for it to happen. Let it go. Let the DCEU die out. Keep some of the cast members, but let the DCEU die. Let Zack Snyder's entire project go away, and let's start anew. We don't really need the Ayer cut. The Ayer cut isn't going to do anything for the DCU right now. We need to cut and start over. It's time. It failed. It didn't work. There's too many problems, and the Ayer cut's not going to fix them. I do think people are a little too hard on David Ayer, because I think it's pretty clear that wasn't the movie he intended to make. And just honestly look at his other work. While he's not necessarily a great director or well-known director or anything like that, his writing is really high quality. Movies like Training Day and the original Fast and the Furious are well-written films, and especially Training Day is an absolutely fantastic movie. So I give him credit where if he says it was supposed to be a character drama and would have been much more serious in tone and more along, I guess, the lines of something like Batman vs. Superman or Man of Steel, with that more serious tone, and I think it would have been better. I think the editing process, they used the people who made the trailer to edit the movie. I think they just leaned too hard into funny and effects to try and lighten the mood to it, and they'd already committed to a darker toned movie, and then they tried to correct course later, which caused problems. I think he could have done a better job if they had left him the hell alone to make the movie, but at this point, I think it's done, it's over with, let it go. Speaking of Warner Brothers fuck-ups and hemorrhaging money, we have confirmation that the Scoob movie, Holiday Haunt, is complete, despite it never going to be released. Tony Servan has announced that they have now completed Scoob Holiday Haunt, despite Warner Brothers Discovery canceling it for a tax write-off. A bittersweet conclusion for sure. I really hope you get the chance to see it somehow. We already know the movie's canceled, it's not coming out, we're never going to see this thing. But it's finished, and I mean, I guess that's something. They finished the movie. We're not going to get this movie. They cancel it because they want to save money. But it's finished at least. We have a finished product, and I hope somehow, eventually, this gets out. But I don't expect Warner Brothers to actually release it. It would be nice, but I don't see it happening. I wouldn't get my hopes up for it. It's still cool, though. I mean, it's done. We have a completed movie. What could have been, I guess. And in comic book news, we have Russell Dauterman. He revealed the character design and new costume design for the Scarlet Witch comic. Issue 1 will be out in January, and you can pre-order it to support the series. Here's his design for Wanda's new costume, and it looks really, really cool. Not only are the boots just built into the suit, and the crown looks amazing, but I really like the hair turning into the space look. Just absolutely fantastic character design. Definitely going to be picking this up. I don't read a whole lot of comics these days. I kind of stopped reading them a few years after high school just because they cost way too much money, and it's not my favorite hobby in the world to keep up with. too much time and too much money. But I'll definitely be going back to pick this up, even if I don't read a whole lot of Marvel comics. I really want to pick this up. Any chance to support Scarlet Witch is always something I'll be happy to do, and this looks fantastic. And in the final piece of news from Yu-Gi-Oh, we are officially in a Tier 0 format. Ishizu Tier Element is by far the best deck of the format, and we've officially entered Tier 0. It took 25 of the top 32 spots, or roughly 78% of the top 32. The only other topping decks were 2 sprites, 1 regular sprite and 1 Bistal sprite, and 3 Fluanderies. That's it, which honestly they probably just made it there off the strength of the shifter alone. That's not good. That's never a good sign. When a deck takes up 25 of the top 32, it is an insane amount of representation from this one deck. Obviously, these cards were released over the weekend in the new Magnificent Maven set. You can watch the video of us opening that. We get some of these Yuzu cards. But this is never good for a game when you basically either have to play what is the best deck by far, or specifically play a deck that is 100% dedicated to countering it and hope you don't run into any other matchup. It's just not good for the health of the game. A lot of people are clamoring for an emergency ban list. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see, I guess. But this is the new format, Ishizu Tier Element. That's either play that or play Time Wizard format. I guess that seems to be the answer. And that's all the news for today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And let me know what you think of the new Pokemon Gimmighoul. Like I said, I think it's a cute Pokemon, but nothing super special. Just kind of a fun reveal, though. And fun reveals make the anticipation for the game even better, because I'm going to buy the game anyway. And I don't really need to see that much of the game, so just seeing some cool stuff like this is always neat. And some nice Pokemon Go integration as well. Thanks for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with more nerd news.